Hi, welcome back to
Hello, everybody.
Definitively
Welcome
a
back.
Podcast.
But it's definitively a podcast. Yes.
Definitively.
This is like the second episode that we've done. The first
Yes.
one was just kind of
Episode 2.
testing out what was up. Haha. So if you want to get into the
Well, first off, I'd just like to say, please subscribe. I want content to come out normally, and I need an incentive, so please indulge yourself further in our content.
awful content. The worst content you've ever seen in the world.
Have you seen our Life is Strange episode 1?
No.
By the way, did I mention I got a new microphone?
Wow. It's made a lot of difference. Just
Yeah.
letting you know.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, guys.
Please subscribe. So, anyways,
Please subscribe. Hello. Okay.
Okay. What do you want to talk about first?
The first topic on the agenda today is the best, worst film. The personal film that you sat down and watched. Doesn't have to be in theaters. Sat down and watched and just went, this is terrible. I absolutely love it.
You first.
Ooh, me first.
Yeah.
Definitely not Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales, because I will go to my grave and still hate that movie. I think probably it's this is a spicy one. Let me think. My brain powers are going. You can't see, but I'm activating the cranial abilities that I possess.
I'm gonna put my mouse slightly off center of the screen. I'm gonna leave it there for the rest of the recording.
Why would you do something like that?
Well, if you're not gonna go first, then I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay.
My brain is
It's
absolutely
this amazing movie. It's made by Asylum Productions, which is already an amazing way to start off of a bad movie. So you know the Sci-Fi Channel?
yeah.
You know the Sci-Fi Channel? They used to be on cable.
the Sci-Fi Channel.
They have like all
yes,
those
I do.
really bad CGI movies. They're like,
Yes.
yeah. Anyways, this one is called Sharknado. And let me just tell you, Sharknado has to be one of the greatest movies to have like graced this earth, despite its abhorrent quality. I'm gonna run you through the plot for a bit. So,
Ooh, heck yeah.
the movie opens up. So there's these guys on a boat in the middle of the ocean. They're like doing a really shady deal. There's this businessman, and there's like the fishers. They're trading off money for something. It's like a fishing boat, so they're like finning sharks and stuff, which I think is illegal in LA or in America, I guess. In most places, hopefully. Anyways,
Yes.
so they're doing the business deal, but they like double cross each other, you know. And then the Sharknado hits. It's a tornado, but it sucks up a ton of sharks in it, and they fly around. And they don't die because the movie explains it. They like use the water that's in the typhoon, the cyclone, the hurricane, whatever. They use that water to breathe. That's in there, and basically they go around, they destroy the boat, everything, and then so you cut to the main character and his friend, and then this like surfer chick that he's like totally hitting on, and they're like in the water, they're surfing and stuff, and then sharks start swimming. You know, they kill the surfer girl, and the guys get out like it's a shark. There's sharks everywhere on the beach, and everybody runs away. He goes back. He owns a bar that's like on the docks and everything. And there's the second main character, named Nova. She comes back in the series multiple times. Her story is basically she was a child, and then she was with her grandfather and a ton of people, and then sharks attacked their boat, and she was the only survivor of a shark attack. Super sad. Anyways, the Sharknado hits LA. And it, like, destroys everything. People are dying, sharks are flying, crushing people, eating people. There's just entrails. Sheer chaos. There's running, there's screaming, everything. There's this one really funny character. He's, like, a drunk in the bar, and he takes his stool, because he always sits in the same stool. He takes his stool with him, and, he goes all the way.
He's
and,
running away.
It's even, a hindrance throughout, the beginning of the movie. Until there's a dog trapped in the car, And he uses it and he breaks the window and gets the dog out, and it's super great, but then he dies. But the dog lives, hopefully. The dog runs away, but hopefully it survives. He dies, though, which is super sad. Because he's like a good guy. He's just, drunk and living in LA, dressed like he's in Miami. Anyways.
And really attached to a particular stool.
Yeah, yeah. So basically then Finn is the main character's name. He goes to his ex-wife's house. Her name is April. She's also a recurring character. And then their daughter, I don't know her name. I don't really care to know what her name is. And so they go into the house, and then the sharks, they're in a swimming pool, which is funny. One of them, pops out of the sewer, and then Nova takes a shotgun and just blasts it as it's flying out of the manhole. It's so funny. Sharks aren't up here. This is LA. And, there's one in your swimming pool right over there, and it's just going around. It's ridiculous. And there's, the typical cliche mean stepdad.
Right.
Who's just, really protective of his family, obviously. Because there's this the ex-husband is barging, and all of a sudden, sharks in a tornado! So naturally, he's going to be defensive. And they paint him as the bad guy, which always confused me and always made me kind of angry.
Right.
He didn't really do anything wrong. He was just trying to protect his family. Anyways,
right.
Sharks, flood the house, and he dies. And they, get up, and then, I forget the details, but they get out of the house, and they go further inland, and they go to, this shop, because, the brother, the son, he is in, an Air Force thing, or an air academy, whatever, where he's learning to fly and a mechanic and stuff.
Yeah.
And they learn okay, if we want to destroy the tornadoes, you got to put in a ton of heat. So they build they get all this stuff together. And they build all these bombs, these little canisters of gas, and they make them bombs and stuff. And their plan is to chuck them into the tornado, and they blow up, and all the heat balances it out and stops the tornado, and then all the sharks fall and die and stuff.
Science.
But yeah, and it works. They get that all together. They get this Jeep, and they put spikes all over it and everything. And they also have helicopters and planes and stuff. So they fly near the tornado, and of course they don't get flung in. They're the main characters. They don't die. And they chuck in all the explosives, and there's one left, and it's really big, so one isn't going to do it. And there's only two left, and there's the Jeep, because all the helicopters and planes crash. Nobody dies because it's all the main characters, but basically, so there's the one last tornado, and so the guy Finn is in the spiked up Jeep, the Hummer, I think it's a Hummer of all things, and he drives it right into the tornado. He takes one of the bombs and sticks it on the gas pedal, so it keeps going. He jumps out, and the car gets sucked up and flings around and everything, and then it detonates, and then sharks are falling down, and then this is the last main scene of the movie. So throughout this, they also get chainsaws and stuff, and then that they're specifically effective against sharks flying at you 80 miles an hour.
For whatever reason. Yes, understood.
And so what he does is there's a big great white shark. It swallows his daughter, and what he does is it's flinging around, and it flies right at him, and he takes the chainsaw and he jumps into it chainsaw first, not even caring about his daughter's safety. And the shark falls from the ground and stops moving. Everyone's wait, did he die? Is he dead? And then the chainsaw comes out of the stomach, and he crawls out, and he has his daughter with him, and then that's the end of the movie.
So what?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did I mention Finn, the main character? It's Ian Ziering from 90210.
I've never seen 90210.
Well, everybody knows the guy. Well, a lot of people know the guy. Anyway, he's in all the Sharknado movies, and it's one of the best movies. My sister and I were gonna marathon all the movies, because the sixth one, the last one, came out just recently, last April.
Okay, in your large monologue about the benefits of Sharknado,
the ethics of Sharknado,
I have come up with, I think, either one or two examples of a movie that's so bad it's good.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is Last Action Hero.
Okay.
Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't, but if it's got the Schwartz,
okay.
It's gotta be good.
You a quick rundown of the plot. So this kid likes going to go see movies starring one of his favorite movie stars, whose name is not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it is clearly meant to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, a portrayal of him. And he's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, guy who's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So what happens is he gets a magic movie ticket or something, and he goes and sees a movie, and then suddenly, I forget what happens first. Either he goes into the movie world with the magic ticket, or the guy comes out. I think it's I think it's the first one. So he goes in, and then basically it's like a crappy 90s action movie, except there's a kid who knows that it's a crappy 90s action movie. You know, so he knows all the tropes and all the things that would happen. There's a really great part where he's barreling down the street on a skateboard towards the car, and he's like, I'm the sidekick, I'm the sidekick, I'm the sidekick, I'm the sidekick. And then he gets super close to the car, and he goes, I'm the comic relief, and like swerves away. Usually dies in those movies.
Yeah.
But the movie is ridiculous. There's a part towards the beginning where the real Arnold Schwarzenegger meets the fake Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're both played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Which is awesome. Anyway, my second pick would probably be the third Jurassic Park movie.
Oh, yeah. I like it, but it's just not great.
Yeah. For the sole fact of... there are two things about it. One, when Sam Neill is in that plane... And he's like, and he's going to his dream, and he's like, bad dream, and then he opens his eyes, and there's a velociraptor. The velociraptor just goes, just waking up, like just seen a dead man.
Oh god, I love that movie so much for that scene only.
And the other one where the character we've grown attached to over the film, sacrifices himself, but then they retcon it.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Billy, yeah, he like parachutes himself, and he's like torn to bits though, poor guy.
Yeah. So those are my two selections for that. Last Action Hero is very good.
That sounds good. That sounds really fun. Yeah. I like it.
All right, so now I would like to introduce you to a new segment that I have been wanting to do for a while that we haven't gotten to do, which is I teach my friend here about something that he does not know very well, and in return, he teaches me about something that I don't know very well. That's the segment. I don't know what to call it.
Let's just call it topics that we'll be teaching each other about segment.
Yes. Or back to school, which we can abbreviate as BTS and make all the K-pop stans
angry.
Mad. Yes.
Okay, so... yeah,
I would like to go first.
Yes, with Letrell Spreewell.
I have picture aids. Those of you who are basketball fans who are listening to this, you probably know who Letrell Spreewell is and exactly why he's so... Yes, all two of you. And exactly why he's so renowned in the basketball community. I would like to send you a picture of said gentleman. This is him. Hold on.
Nifferable.
This is him.
He looks swell.
He is very swell. That is one of the most iconic hairstyles in basketball history, by the way.
I can tell.
How long would you say his career lasted? Just from this image.
Like, it's gonna be something absurd. Either 2 years or 20.
You're close with 20. 13 years.
Oh my god.
Here's the reason that's so weird. Usually basketball careers, sometimes basketball careers can be extended. Anyway, okay, 6 years, he gets drafted by the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
You know who the Warriors are, right?
Basketball.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
so this is the mid-90s, which means Jordan is not quite done dominating everybody yet. Mm-hmm. 6 years into Letrell Spreewell's career, he... Okay.
I mean, just look
during
at that
a Warriors
scowl.
practice.
It's a face of
anger. true anger. This is his coach, the coach of the Warriors during this time. His name was PJ Carlesimo.
Yeah, he looks like a basketball coach.
Yeah. Just look at those marks on his neck. You see the marks on his neck?
He looks like a character in GTA.
Do you see the marks on his neck?
Yeah, I see the marks on his neck, yeah.
So, this is an account that I've pulled together from several sources. You have to remember, Letrell Spreewell was a very good basketball player.
Was he?
Yes, he honestly was pretty good. He's not like one of the all-time greats, but he had a couple of seasons that were all-star quality. according to the multiple accounts that I've pulled together, this man, Coach PJ Carlesimo, which is an amazing name, by the way, tells Letrell Spreewell to put a little mustard on a pass he throws. He was running shooting drills where he was supposed to pass it to the point guard who would shoot it and see how many shots he could get off in 55 seconds. Letrell gets really mad about this, presumably remembering his history with the condiment mustard and how the condiment mustard stole his mother. That's not true, but the rest of this is absolutely true. Letrell wheels around and curses out PJ. He's like, "F you, man, you suck." And PJ says, "Get out of here. Piss off. Frig out." And then Letrell is like, "You better not say that to me," and just chokes the crap out of PJ. He puts his hands on his throat.
I was about to say, those look like choke marks.
Yeah. And PJ reportedly, during this whole thing, says, "Do it," like Palpatine. He pulled off, like, in his frenzy. He's so angry about this man telling him to pass better that he knocks over a water cooler and then leaves. He's so angry, he yells, "Trade me," and leaves. And so that's the end of it, right?
I know.
So Coach gets practice back up and running.
Okay.
And he's like, "Okay, we need to run some drills now that Letrell is gone. We need to figure out what we're going to do today. Because now that Letrell is gone, one of our best players is not in this practice anymore." So he's running a couple drills. One of the coaches, I think, is like the assistant coaches, is like, "Hey man, you should probably like keep an eye on the door." Letrell comes back 15 minutes later, runs around the court to where PJ is, goes, "Hey man," and punches him in the face. It grazes him. It's not like a full just deck that PJ is like, "Ugh." And so Letrell is like trying to punch him, and he gets held back by a bunch of his teammates. He screams, "Trade me!" And during this whole frenzy, he realizes he's missing a shoe. So he looks on the ground and he sees his flip flop, and he's like, "Give me my damn shoe." Okay, so him choking his coach got him suspended for 68 games.
Oh my god.
Yes. When he later recalled the incident, this is a fantastic quote. I love this quote so much. He later said, "I wasn't choking him that hard. I mean, he could breathe." That is not all. Let me tell you.
All this time, you were hyping up Letrell Spreewell. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be like some story about like an amazing basketball player who went down in history." I had no idea this is what you were going for.
Listen. Oh wow. You have to remember that throughout all of this, Letrell is still a very, very good basketball player. like probably top 200 all time, maybe top 150. Returning to fights is apparently a theme with Spreewell. 2 years before this choking incident with Coach PJ, he gets into a fight with a man named Jerome Kersey in practice. This is Jerome Kersey in his Warriors garb. What are your first impressions of this man?
He looks like the definition of tall.
He big. Like, a bunch of basketball players are big, but Mr. Man is like, he looks like a brick house in this.
You can tell he is just a height of a man.
Yes, he's. I'm not sure of his exact like height stats, but I'm pretty sure he's a lot bigger than Letrell Spreewell is.
I believe it.
So he gets into a fight with Jerome Kersey. There's no like, I couldn't find any explanation for why he did. But he leaves practice. This is another practice fight that he got into. Uh-huh. He leaves practice, and again they resume drills. And then he rolls up a couple minutes later, clutching a 2x4.
Like Rachel.
Yeah, like Rachel from Life is Strange. That's why I said Letrell Spreewell. And he, like, when you see a man with this face and this level of anger in his body with a 2x4, you gotta be scared. So nothing comes of that incident. He gets restrained and like held back. But for whatever reason, and he's remembered for this choking incident. He's not remembered for any of his other career accomplishments. So I'm gonna list those off to you. He led the Knicks to the finals in the strike-shortened '99 season.
The Knicks are basketball?
Knicks are basketball. Yes,
Oh.
he was I think he was either traded or signed in free agency by the New York Knicks, and he was really good. He led them to the finals, which is basically like the Super Bowl.
I always thought.
Yeah, it's basically like that. They got but they did lose, but he had a very good series. He almost pulled through. They won a single game, but they could not contain the power of Timmy D and Lieutenant Adonis.
Is his name Lieutenant?
No, he's... Okay, so I'm going to tell you a quick story about David Robinson. That's the guy on the left. He is the only NBA basketball player, or NBA Hall of Famer, I can't remember which one, to have graduated from the Naval Academy. He was a lieutenant junior grade in the Navy before he played basketball.
Oh my god, dude, just imagine like an ex-army officer just running at you with a ball.
And the guy on the right is Tim Duncan. And no, he doesn't look as scary when compared to the absolute...
just the weight of this man. Look at his shoulder definition.
Yeah.
Look at how firm his jaw is. He could break a brick with that jaw. That's
why I call him Lieutenant Adonis, because his like actual sanctioned nickname is the Admiral, because Tim Duncan on the right, I think, won 6 championships.
Oh my god.
His nickname was the Big Fundamental, because he knew how to play basketball good.
He could do it exceptionally well.
Yeah, he wasn't flashy about it, which is why they call him the Big Fundamental. He wasn't a guy that would throw down like a 360 dunk. He would bank shot you to death. Anyway, this whole thing is to tell you that these two players were very good, and Letrell Spreewell basically single-handedly pulled through a game and won a single game in the finals with them facing them. Mm-hmm. He also throughout his whole career, he was a 4-time All-Star. He was a member of the All-NBA First Team, which is like the best players. Basically, they put together a team of the best players at the end of the year.
Okay.
By position, so it'd be point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, and then there's a second, third, and there's first, second, third team. And he was on the first team in 1994. His career averages are 18.3 points per game, 4.0 assists per game, and 1.4 steals per game. I know that means nothing to you, but that's pretty good.
I can gather from the context that that means quite a bit of significance to you. And to
he was a pretty good basketball player. Here's the thing about the choking incident, which I'm going to reiterate, was insane.
I can imagine.
The year prior to Letrell Spreewell choking his coach, yelling "trade me," knocking over a water cooler, and missing a shoe, he averaged career highs in both points and assists for his whole career.
Oh my god.
So it is a legitimate NBA what if.
That's the resolve of a man built on spite.
Yes. He was traded to the Timberwolves 4 years after he led the Knicks to the finals.
I found my knife.
The off-season after he hit the most threes without a miss in a game in NBA history. Basically, he was very good for the Knicks, and the Knicks were like, see ya, and traded him to the Timberwolves.
Huh.
He has 2 years left on his Knicks contract with the Timberwolves, if you have any idea how sports contracts work.
Yeah, I do.
Basically, he has 2 years before he enters free agency. In his very first year of eligibility, he turns down a 3-year, $21 million contract from the Timberwolves in like 2004, which is his first year with the Timberwolves. So in the offseason after his first year with the Timberwolves were like, hey, we'll give you $21 million for 3 years. Please come back and play with us. You're very good. He rejects that. And cites that he has to feed his family.
Oh my god! What a power move!
Letrell with Mr. Spreewell with what? Caviar? Like every night? I mean, and so he retires 2 seasons after he was traded. He chooses to end his career early. And only 2 years after the end of his career, he has his yacht repossessed by some federal marshals. So that is the story of Letrell Spreewell.
I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10. That was beautiful storytelling. You showed me beforehand. You had like a desk full of books researching this topic, and I admire your resolve.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That was fantastic. I have See, PorkSword isn't very much who I'm talking. It isn't very much of a large story, just more of a phenomenon. Yes. So I'm going to be woefully unprepared compared to you.
Okay.
Anyways, you might have seen it before. Chat. This is PorkSword. Quick little bit of context. There's this app called iFunny. It is a meme app. People post memes there. Memes are posted. Memes are featured. There's a whole lot of nuance to it, and I am grateful that I can be a part of it because it's just fantastic. The community is so funny all the time. It's hilarious. I love it. There's people you're gonna start recognizing once you're on there for like a few months. You're gonna start noticing there's certain people that you just know, and PorkSword is at the top of the list. So.
He's very recognizable. I like his.
Yes, I'm gonna go look up his stats real quick. His NBA championship records.
Yes. Has he ever led the Knicks to the finals? That's my question.
I doubt it.
Has he ever choked a coach named PJ?
No. Okay.
Has he ever pulled a 2x4 in anger?
Stop asking questions you know the answer to. So, PorkSword, his account is about 500-ish days old. He has 34,000 subscribers and 3.1 million smiles, which are like likes on this. They're called smiles.
500 days?
Yeah, 485 days. His account being that old. Yeah.
That's not that old, right?
It's like a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, my account, I'm not nearly as popular, but I have 722 days and 42 subscribers. Right. Not to brag or anything, but anyways. So what PorkSword is known for is as of a relatively recent update to the app, you could post pictures and videos in the comments as like reactions or funny things, or you know how Twitter does it, just like random K-pop if you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he became very recognizable before then for his the just weird pictures that he posts. I'm not gonna bother to crop out the iFunny watermarks on this.
Okay, understood.
So you're just gonna see iFunny.co at the bottom as like a giant
bar. That's
for example, one of them, my personal favorites I actually got a chat because he posted a picture a while ago, and it's one of my favorites of his, and I'm gonna send you just like a very blatant screenshot.
All right.
Well, basically, so I chatted him. I chatted him and asked him like, hey, do you have that picture that I'm looking for? Like it's with the mushroom and the bite taken out of it. He was like, yeah, man, here you go. Like an hour later, and for somebody such as PorkSword, you wouldn't expect him to reply to you very quickly, if at all. You know.
Yes.
He posted me this beautiful specimen photo.
So that's either a bear or a really hungry man.
Yeah, so he's known for like posting just absurdly strange photos. Like there's this one which I just love so much.
Does he ever post his
stuff like that?
That is a disaster waiting to happen.
And then there's like just all these this is the last one I'm going to show for right now.
Okay.
Where is it? Come on.
So, do you know the context to any of these? Like, what posts they were under?
Oh, no, he just finds these. Or he makes them or whatever. These are just his that he has.
Yeah, but, like, the posts that he replies to with those images, does he reply to every post?
No, a few. And, yeah, a few. And, like, he usually is very recognizable. There's like all these parody accounts like PorkSword's dad, PorkSword's grandfather, like all that stuff. Really weird stuff. And he's just known for posting these kinds of pictures just everywhere. And it's like just an insane phenomenon because there's this whole like a cult following around him. Anytime he posts something, everyone's like, oh, hey, it's PorkSword. Hey, PorkSword. Like, it's that guy again. He has like all these weird pictures. And like sometimes if you get like a lot of likes, you get top comment, and you have like a little fire next to your name on the comment. It's like all the way at the top when you open it. And he like never gets them. He always gets like third or fourth with just like thousands of smiles. Like that's just normally how it is, you know. It's acceptable because you know he has that effect on people. So whenever he gets top comment, everyone's like that's not normal. And then recently he got featured. Like one of his memes were featured, and everyone was freaking out. Like, this is not how you're supposed to be doing this. This isn't normal. You shouldn't be here.
What meme got featured?
Yeah. He got featured. Let me check. I think you can see it was, I think 35 times in total he was featured. Let me see. Yeah, 35 featured posts. I have 0. But that's fine, I don't care.
You sound bitter.
A little bit. I mean, honestly, the features are probably the worst part of the app. I mean, Collective is getting better now. Collective is like the garbage of it, and it's even better than features now. Because, I mean, the team, they just feature the same meme 8 times in a row, like 4 days in a row. It's just, it's not. And all of them are like Tumblr or Marvel or Star Wars. It's just all garbage stuff. You're not really funny anymore. But sometimes there's really good ones. Mostly in Collective, though. And it's just great. I love it so much. The whole phenomenon is crazy. And then, there's... Are
there any other accounts like that?
Oh, there's so many. There's a few interesting ones, a few different ones. There's one that everybody knows. It's I Want to Fuck Anna and Elsa. And it's this guy, and his profile page is all about the characters from Frozen. And he has, like, really weird pictures, like really like soft core porn and everything all over his account. Anytime there's like a feature, like any post with like Frozen reference, like you can mention him, like you can like mention his name, and it has like a link to his account. Everybody like summons him to here whenever that happens, and it's so funny. And there's this one called Footage, which is really cool, and you just like post pictures of like from wars, like certain events. Like there's a picture of a guy's like British soldier standing over a German soldier who was just walking through the desert for 2 days, or like American forces bomb a Viet Cong position, or just like those like war documentary pictures. There's also who is there? There's one of the mods, iFunny Cassandra is her name, and she is notoriously hated by every person on the app.
For what purpose and reason?
Mainly she is incredibly unfair, incredibly dictatory, perhaps maybe a pedophile. Let's not get into that right now. Let's not get into that. And everyone just hates her so much. There's just like all these like well-known accounts. Everybody knows them, I guess. Yeah. And basically that's it. That's the story of PorkSword. Not nearly as well referenced as Letrell Spreewell, but definitely.
This is all very important. I used Wikipedia and some information from these novels that I own.
Well, would you like to recommend a video game for anybody?
Oh, yes.
Let's move on to our next and final segment, I bet, maybe.
Final segment. This is the end. Okay, so my recommendation, sorry, that took me a bit to process what's going on. My recommendation, a video game that I want people who listen to this, all 2 of you, play, is a game called Ape Out. It came out in 2019. It is by a guy called... Shoot, let me go get it.
Oh, you have like a physical copy. I bet he has a physical copy of it. There's no way.
Copy on my Switch.
Oh, dang.
Hold on. Ape Out. I know for a fact that it's a very good game. There's, I think, 4 like stages, and they all have around 20 levels to them.
Okay.
One of them starts in a lab. You're an ape. You break out of a lab.
Okay.
You go downstairs and upstairs, and you're trying to get out of the lab. The second one is, I think, the second one is an office building. You can throw people out of the window.
Awesome.
Third one is a boat. Fourth one is a war-torn country. You're basically just a big gorilla man who goes around and hits people with your gorilla hands. It's by a guy called Gabe Casillo, who, pretty good. And the music, which is the cool part about it, the music is the main part of it. They used some sort of specially programmed music, engine that goes along with whatever you're doing. So like cymbal clashes happen when you throw somebody against the wall, and the beat kind of continues over it. It's like an improvisational jazz sort of deal.
Okay.
Which is, I think, really interesting. And then the guy who worked on what's his name, Bennett Foddy, who did Getting Over It and Quap, worked on some of the additional art as well.
Nice.
So it's basically, if you've ever played Enter the Gungeon, it's sort of like that, except you are monkey and you have no gun.
Okay.
But you can pick up people and make them shoot their gun.
Ah. Okay.
I think it's really interesting.
That sounds exciting.
If I could sum it up in 3 words, monkey punch people.
That counts as 2 words, I guess. 3 words.
3 words. I said 3,
words.
man.
You said 3, yeah.
Punch people. Come on.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Monkey punch. Me punch.
Monkey punch.
My game.
Yeah.
For those of you who have seen episode 1, Risk of Rain 2 is the game that I would recommend. Definitely up there of like top 5 favorite games, for sure. Maybe even top 3. Of like just like it's so fun. Okay, so basically, Risk of Rain 2. It's like Enter the Gungeon, like Nuclear Throne, like Binding of Isaac, but it's like a 3D openscape. You have all these different survivors, the characters that you play as. You can unlock multiple as you keep playing, and as you go on, you get better. You can unlock multiple characters by doing multiple different like achievements. You know, sorry. Basically, you kill enemies, you get money, use the money to open chests. The chest gives you items, and the items all have passive effects. Some of them don't have passive effects. Some of them are like press Q to activate it. Those are your equipment.
Right.
Some of them are like more whatever. Almost all of them have passive effects. Like there's Tougher Times, which is a teddy bear that has a chance to block damage. There's Stun Grenade that has a chance to stun enemies when you hit them. There's Unstable Tesla Coil, which every 10 seconds just zaps lightning everywhere, and that's a red item. There's different tiers. There's white items, green items, red items, lunar items, equipment, and boss items. And it's so fun because like it progressively gets harder as time goes on, and as the stage keep going, and as you level up, everything gets harder, everything is more fun, you get more money, there's more chests, you get more items, and eventually you can stack up and be crazy. Whenever you get an item, it appears on your character somewhere, and like by the end of a run, you're just like covered in color. Really, there's no discernible shapes anymore. And it's really fun because you have like all these different options and all these different things. And as of the recent update, the Artifacts 2.0 update, you can do this like secret boss fight to unlock artifacts, which are like they add something to your game. Like Artifact to Command replaces items where like instead of just a random one, you can choose which one it is within that certain rarity. There's Artifact of Swarms, which double monster spawns but halves their health. There's Artifact of Glass, which increases your damage by 500% but brings your maximum health down to 10%. There's Artifact of Chaos, which means you have friendly fire amongst yourselves, and so do the monsters. And it's such an amazingly fun game, and it's so different every time. You can play with people however you want. There's like the official Risk of Rain 2 Discord server is like so much multiplayer. Like I go on there all the time and play with people, just do random stuff. It's unimaginably fun, and I highly recommend you check it out because it is one of my favorite games. My throat is kind of sore.
I like how yours is like a massively multiplayer online like experience with a bunch of customizable, and mine is a game with 2 buttons.
It's really online. It's mostly single player, but there's online to it. Yeah.
You hit button to grab. You hit button to throw. You move with button. Monkey punch. Risk of Rain 2 sounds really awesome though.
It's really fun. Yeah, it's on the Switch too, so you should get it if you want. Yeah. Perhaps. It's fantastic.
Maybe that was my next game recommendation.
Oh yeah, maybe. I'll make mine 8 out. Any final thoughts? Any last minute requests?
I would like your opinion on Letrell Spreewell's pigtails. I think they're good.
I mean, I think they accent his facial expression beautifully in this photo. Like
it frames the true anger.
It looks like a D&D character, but somebody's like fifth time around making a character. Like they give up on making an actual character and they just have like a potted plant. You know?
Yeah. Understood. Do you have any requests for me to analyze any of the photographs that you have?
What do you think about the mushroom one?
Hungry.
Oh god, okay. Thank you all for watching. Do you want to be a part of my free gift card giveaway?
Do you want to be part of my free gift card giveaway?
All you have to do is like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. Which, by the way, what he's doing there, he's not giving anything out, he's just doing it as a ploy. That is illegal, what he's doing.
Fully breaking the law.
Oh yeah, so, what's his name?
Please don't come after us, NNA Productions.
NNA Productions.
You have subscribers.
You're a criminal, and I want the clout, so come after us. Come at me, bro. I'm not gonna.
I will record a terrible diss track on you, man.
But yeah, let's do a terrible diss track. I'll leave my window open and everything.
Yeah.
I'll open like 3 games at once, so I have like the fan of my laptop just blasting into the microphone.
You're recording it super close, but screaming like Eminem. With the blicky real sticky
Cool. Okay.
ASMR Kumo. That's my new aesthetic. Alright.
Thank you all for watching. See you later.
Thank you all for this disaster of a video.